All right, everyone. We're back in the Three Rivers podcast. I'm here with Joe and Steph, bringing our weekly wagons and going to give you guys some insight on, this past couple weeks with the trades, the Steelers, and hopefully give you guys some locks of the week. How was everybody's weekend, Steph and Joe?
Had a good weekend.
Did you guys do anything fun?
This past Saturday was my birthday, so got to celebrate that a little. I mean, Pitt football kind of brought that down, so
Hell
You're getting old, man.
yeah. Speaking of getting old, someone else's birthday too. Don't be shy over there. Don't be shy.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's at the point where it's hard to even celebrate birthdays anymore.
Shut up, dude.
Dude, I'm
Enjoy
dead
it.
serious.
Enjoy the day.
I'm 3 years away from 30.
Who gives a shit?
I'll
Hey,
with
enjoy
Dom,
the
honestly.
day.
I'm with Dom. It's like,
Yeah. Now it's like, and dude, the crazy thing is all three of our birthdays are in November.
We're all November, yeah.
We'll all be 30 the same month.
what, we're celebrated by 4 weeks, is it?
Yeah, because Joe's the 23rd, you're the 2nd, and yeah.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. That's kind of interesting.
Pretty cool. All right.
It's scary.
We're all November,
November
babies.
boys up.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
But do you guys, we don't have a guest this week. I just want to preface that. So we're going to try and get through all of the weekly wagons, the weekly pick'ems, do our recap. We're going to do that real quick, and then we can get into some of the interesting stuff like Dom was saying at the top of the episode. But we'll start off with our recap. I do want to say, man, we'll go over this, but just look at this. Look at this. I'm seeing a lot of green and not a lot of red. I do want to say
Give ourselves a round of applause.
Yeah,
if you guys don't mind,
pretty
just
good
a little clap. Just a little clap. A little golf clap. That's all it is.
I want to say, if you take a close look, you see a lot of green. There's one red. Tough game, 1 point game. Then you see all green after that. We only got one game wrong. And with that being said, we got first place this week in weekly.
Yes,
pick'ems.
sir.
We got
Yes, sir.
first. It came
Let's
down.
go.
And also, there wasn't a single team in the league that got this game right. Every single team picked the Saints. So this didn't even affect us for that. We went all the way down. We were tied with one other person, and it came down to the tiebreaker. That person had 43. We had 44. So
Let's go.
yeah.
I just want to say on the record real quick, Steph, before we go over this. I was with my buddy watching the games on Sunday, and at the end of the Carolina and the Saints game, I did say if the Saints lose that game, Dennis Allen's getting fired tomorrow. I just want to make sure everybody knows that, and they did that.
I did.
Actually, I was with
You think it was out of the ordinary though?
I was with Gustine, who was on our podcast two episodes ago.
KG.
Yep, KG.
Kid knows his shit.
I'll tell you.
Hey,
what,
wait, I want to say real quick, going back to the pick'em, shout out to Anthony last week. He played
absolutely.
a part in that too.
big shout out.
Appreciate that.
Another thing I thought was interesting too is we had 3 coin flips, and all 3 coin flips for us end up being right. So shout out to the coin too.
It's just do we have
Trust the coin.
where's that?
Yeah,
coin
I
at?
got one.
Nah,
Where's the one
I
from
made
last week?
sure I had one.
I think
Okay.
my coin's on the floor still.
Yeah.
Dude, there's no way you put it back on the floor. I was gonna say.
Yeah. But with that, let's go right into, we'll talk about our weekly wagon. Last week, our weekly wagon was anything but wagoning. We had Joe had Browns money line, did not hit. We had Dom, Penn State, Ohio State over, did not hit. Thanks, Joe. You can mute. But we had, I
absolutely.
heard the whole thing, Joe.
Me
I
too.
heard the whole thing.
All right,
The
well,
entire thing.
My mic turned red. That's all.
But we have I had Lions and Packers over 48.5, did not hit. And we had Barilla had Vikings -5. It was the only thing that hit. Then for TD bets, it was kind of a little mix. We had Joe and me got ours right. He had Terry McLaurin. I had Devon A-Chain. Dom and Barilla didn't hit theirs. They had Kamara and A.J. Brown. But then, men, first time on this pod we've done it. But for our Thursday night player prop, every one of us hit it.
Cash it in.
Let's go.
Yeah. We
Let's
had
go.
Devontae Adams.
Golf clap.
Yeah. Joe with Devontae Adams, 50 plus yards. I think he was in the 90s. Dom had Tank Tell 60 plus. He was like 120s or more. I had Adams over 4.5 catches. I think he had like 9. And then Barilla hit Garrett Wilson 60 plus yards, and he was in the 90s too. And wow, what a catch by him, huh?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that might have been one of the best
That was
catches I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so. Very much so.
I'll tell you what, I can see that team getting hot here soon. I'm not saying they're going to be out there and go, be a legitimate contender by any means, but I can see them, sneaking their way in the playoff.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what the new play caller is going to bring to the table.
Yeah.
They've been a stale offense.
Steph, can I talk about my lock of the week real quick? Just the one that lost, the one we just talked about, the Penn State, just real quick.
Yeah.
So that game had 24 points, I believe, with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. And Ohio State was on the 1 yard line or the 5 yard line, whatever. And they fumbled at the 1 and went in the back of the end zone with the touchback. So Penn State got the ball, drove all the way down the field, took like 7 minutes off the clock, threw an interception at the 3 yard line. So that game was looking really good. And the second half was just absolutely brutal. So that was a tough beat.
Yeah. And then to defend mine also, I did not know that it was supposed to be that raining that hard.
Yeah.
And for Green Bay. So to my defense. And another interesting thing I heard is, what was that, week 9? That was the first game the Lions played in an outdoor stadium. They played in all indoor stadiums up to that point. Yep.
Oh, you sick? Wow.
Yep. And that's what they got too, was a rainy day. Rainy day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know what the weather's going to be like in Green Bay, so I mean you can't really talk to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, what was your excuse for Browns money line over Chargers?
Just didn't execute.
Jameis didn't come out like he did against the Ravens.
The one thing I respect so much about Jameis though is that he slings it. Obviously,
he does.
It's a 50-50 ball every single time.
Yeah.
Which I mean, if you're a Browns fan, you don't want that, but like just watching him, like on the outside, it's so funny and it's great.
He's a gunslinger.
Takes risks. Remember his 30-30 season?
It's unbelievable.
Dude, how funny it's
best season ever of that series.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's go right into our weekly wagons. Make it quick, concise. I'll go first. I got Bills -3.5 at -112. They're playing the Colts. I think the Colts they're not playing like how they played against the Steelers. I think they're a down team right now, and I think the Bills are arguably the best team in football, or at least the AFC, with the Chiefs and Ravens. So I think that 3.5, they should easily be able to smack that. I'm thinking a touchdown or more.
The line opened up at 5. It dropped a 1.5. So
Yeah. Why is that? I saw that.
I don't know. It's kind of scary and worrisome. It's all.
It's interesting.
Joe, what do you got?
It was pretty simple for me. I got a divisional game. I'm taking the Falcons -4 at New Orleans. I typically wouldn't bet against a team that just fired their head coach. Usually they have a fire lit under them, but I don't see the Saints making it a game with the Falcons. I think the Falcons are playing pretty good football thus far. So -4, -108, lock of the week. But weekly wagon.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for that.
Hypocrite.
Dom?
You are a hypocrite. So we usually do our podcast on Tuesdays, and because of the whole day that we had, UFC fights, even though it's not a pay-per-view, actually had some odds out. So I was going through the prop bets on the UFC for this weekend, and I am taking under 2.5 for Reiner De Ritter versus Gerard Meerschaert. Out of the 19 fights Ritter had, 17 of them have not gone the distance, and 11 of them were by submission. And for Meerschaert, 47 out of his 54 fights have not gone the distance, and he had 29 submissions. So these two are just, what are you laughing at?
Listen, I'm laughing at Steph because Dom, listen to whoever's listening. Dom knows his shit. All right, I would take that with everything I own, but we're laughing because his last name's Shart.
No, that's not why I was laughing. I was laughing because when I pronounced it earlier, I couldn't have been farther off.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's okay. I don't expect you to do that.
You got Joe. I'm like, oh, yeah, he got that. He hit that. So when I heard you actually say it, I was like, wow. And I couldn't stop
But
laughing.
these two dudes, they have 40 submissions combined. And I just see one of these dudes. I don't know who it's going to be. I'm gonna guess Ritter's going to get him to the ground and submit him. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mearsart also submits him. So
We're gonna win this wagon then.
as we
We love that. Also, I do want to point out, we should have said this at the top of the episode, but it slipped all of our minds. But we are recording this on Wednesday instead of Tuesday, so it'll be a Thursday release. I would hope everyone knows why. It was a big day for the United States yesterday. It was election day, so we took the day. We wanted to see how the election went, so that's why we're recording a day later. But going on from that, we'll go to our TD parlay. Dom, you want to kick us off?
yeah. So I looked up the stats for the Buffalo Bills rushing defense, and it's actually better than I thought. So I'm a little worried about this pick a little bit, but I'm still going to ride with it because it was my initial gut. I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor to score. He did not score last week, and I just feel like he's the type of guy that's not going to go back-to-back weeks not scoring. And the fact that Flacco's in the game now, it takes away the whole Richardson, rushing touchdown situation. So I think Taylor's going to find the end zone this week.
I like it. Joe, who you got?
I'm gonna go with a bad man out of the Ohio State University, J.K. Dobbins.
Any reason for it?
I mean, honestly, I bet Cleveland last week was my wagon, and you saw what happened. So I think this team's hot, and I think they really like to use Dobbins a lot. So gonna ride with it.
I like it.
You got
For mine, wow. The first time in Three Rivers Rundown history this has happened where somebody's going back-to-back weeks with the same player, taking Devon A-Chain. I know Joe's not happy I took him, but hey, my lock is my lock. They're playing the Rams. I expect it to be a very high-scoring game, and when I think of Miami scoring, I think of Devon A-Chain scoring. So
totally agree with that.
I think he gets in the end zone.
What are his odds?
If not twice. I do not know.
It's not out yet.
We have to
But,
make a roll maybe down the road that you can't go back-to-back weeks with the same guy, but we can talk about that at a later point.
Listen, I think if it's your lock, it shouldn't matter who it is.
Yeah,
If you think he's going to score, he's
Okay,
gonna
but you don't think there's some bias here?
Yeah.
You have him in 5 of your 6 leagues.
Well, no,
Yes,
that's not.
Montgomery.
And
But here's-
Brees Hall, Montgomery.
I don't have Brees Hall in a single league.
All right, well, you had him last year.
You wanted though. You wanted him.
So if he would have told me, I would have gladly have taken him. But I sat right between like the 8 and the 12th pick for all my leagues, so I wasn't getting Brees Hall in nothing.
That's how I was too, to be honest.
But
So I get that.
we'll get to the Thursday night props. Joe, kick us off with this one. What you got?
Yeah, I think this is.
Well, tell us who's playing. Tell us who's playing.
All right. Well, Thursday night we got the Bengals and the Ravens divisional game in Baltimore. So this team's hot. Bengals are hot. I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but I think Joe Burrow's going to pick apart the Ravens' poor secondary in this game. I have them going for 2+ touchdowns, minus 175 odds. Like I said, I think this team's hot. I think it'll be a good game. I'm not saying the Bengals are going to win, but I think it could be high scoring too.
I completely agree with you.
I like it.
I do want to say too, I rewatched last week's episode, and when we were doing weekly pick'ems, Dom called out Joe Burrow 5 passing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
He called it. There's been multiple times in this podcast where Dom says something and it's like he's a time traveler because he hits it right on the nose. Like his
Ride the hot wave.
Yeah, his last UFC bet, I think he called a submission for
The exact submission. The exact submission.
Yeah, round, like it was kind of crazy. So I wanted to give credit to Dom.
He's a
there.
wizard.
Yeah, he deserves it.
It's like Madame Zeroni.
Hey, use your I love that name. Great pull, Joe. But Dom, I want you to use your voodoo magic and tell us Thursday what's going to happen.
Yeah, so it's weird because last week Deontay Johnson, his first game with the Ravens, he was literally a non-factor, and I just don't think that's going to happen this week. I think he's going to, catch at least 3 to 4 catches this week. His prop bet right now is 25 plus. at even odds, and I really like that. I'm not saying he's going to go for, 80, 70, 80 yards, but I think he's going to, find his rhythm a little bit and get like 7, 8 yard catches, about 3 or 4 catches, and he'll reach that 25 mark at least.
I like it. I think it's always hard too when a player first gets traded to a team to make like an immediate impact. Like that's probably why he wasn't involved last week. He's still kind of learning the playbook, but now he's getting like close to 2 weeks under. They should be targeting him a lot more. So
look at Adams too. I mean, even though he was clicking back with his old quarterback, but he was still like a non-factor as well when he first got traded. Now he's finally D-Hop. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Settling in.
Yep. Yeah. Now to end it off with mine, I'm going another thing we have not seen on this podcast before is I'm going with a defensive prop, taking Trey Hendrickson over 0.25 sacks. So if he gets a half sack or more, it hits. It's even odds. He's currently lead the NFL in sacks with 11. He's had 5 games with a sack. 4 of those games he's had multiple sacks. This past week he had 4 sacks. He's hot. I think divisional game, your best players want to show up, and I think he's the best player on that defense. I think I said it maybe the first episode of this podcast. I think this man is one of the most underrated defensive players in the NFL. No one ever talks about him, and he's a stud. So for him to be leading the league in sacks right now, I think he's going to put people on notice, and you're in a primetime game, division rival. I fully expect him to get a minimum a half sack.
Yeah, he's an absolute stud. The only thing I'll say, dude, is the Bengals defense is absolutely horrific.
Yeah.
They can't stop. They can't stop any team.
I thought they were beginning of the year. I thought they were going to be good, and I think I might have said it on the podcast a couple of times. I think they were one of the more underrated defenses. But yeah, I'm going to take that back at this point.
Yeah, they're struggling.
They're struggling pretty bad. I thought they'd get more in free agency maybe, but I guess they weren't buyers.
Another thing also is I plan for it to be like a shootout. So I think there's going to be a lot of passing, so a lot of opportunities for a sack.
For sure.
But Derrick Henry's still going to get his. Don't get me wrong. He's going to get his, but I think there will be a lot of passing.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Steph, did you find that on DraftKings, that bet?
Yes.
What is that? What it says, over 0.25?
Yes, so it's pretty much as if he gets a half sack or more, and there's that's why it's 2.5, because they're saying it's a half.
So they're saying half or none.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
All right, let's move on to weekly pick'ems. Let's be quick and concise with this one and get to the banter. But let's do it. Lead off, Joe, Dom, then I'll end it for all of them.
Okay.
Go ahead, Joe.
I'm going to go Ravens.
I'm going to take the hot wave and go the Bengals.
I'm going Ravens. Hate betting against them.
Give me the Giants.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dable, so I'll take New York as well.
I agree. I think also for a 2-7 team, they play better than that.
100%.
Give me the Bears here.
Yeah, I like New England. I'm not impressed with Chicago at all this year. I think they're a very, very average team. I like, the way New England plays. They play hard, they play tough, so I'll take New England.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Sorry, Dom, to go against you twice, but I'm going Bears. I'm not liking the Patriots offense.
Let's have matchup analysis here.
Let's have Steph lead this one off.
Yeah,
because that's your weekly wagon.
Yes. Well, we all know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm taking their spread. I'm taking their money line.
Yeah. That the line moving that much, it's at 3.5 on DraftKings right now. That's odd to me.
What?
I don't know. Like, is someone trending to not play for Buffalo? James Cook, someone? Oh, I'm going to go Buffalo.
I'm going to take Buffalo as well.
Amari Cooper wrist, Curtis Samuel, Coleman.
Yeah, Coleman's probably going to be out. I check. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go Bills, I guess. Vikings.
This is another underdog I like. I'm in Jacksonville at home.
Dang, I feel like I just keep going against you, Dom.
I love it. I can't wait to come back and see all the wins we would have had if you would have went with me.
Hey, last week I will say I did ride with you a lot, and we did good.
Exactly.
Bring up the injury report.
For what team?
Chiefs.
I know why you're looking at Mahomes, huh?
He's not on it.
Really?
He came back in, Joe.
I know that, but thought they might have shot him up or something. All right, give me the Chiefs then.
Chiefs.
Clean sweep.
Falcons. Easy for me.
I'm riding with my guy's wagon. Wait, that sounds pause. I'm riding with the weekly wagon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jeez,
Apologize.
get the hell out of my
one.
wagon, dude. I mean, Bucks, they put up a fight against the Chiefs, but I think 49ers are going to win this one handily.
Yeah, I think Tampa's coming off a brutal beatdown. Just in general, not like they got crushed in the game. They just, their bodies got beat up. So, and I think the Niners are going to get hot here soon. So,
yeah,
the Niners.
If it was me, I would have taken the Bucks.
This one, I didn't want this one to come.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was at Heinz Field, I would not even have to think about it. I don't think rookie quarterback at Heinz Field doesn't, they don't win often, I feel like. But in Washington, I mean, I know the Steeler fans still travel well, so I'm gonna hope that we got some travelers going to this game. I'm gonna take the Steelers here. Obviously, I want to see it, but Commanders are a good football team. They're good. They just got Marshawn Lattimore. Kidding me?
Yeah.
It's a good team.
We are not going to lose to a rookie quarterback. Give me the Steelers.
I love that. Love that. Thank you. All right.
I'll be dead honest with you guys. I think I'm taking Commanders in this one. To lose.
Wow.
To
I
lose.
was just say, wait a minute now.
We play Lamar Jackson phenomenal every single year, and we're going to play Daniels phenomenal this week. I almost took them as my weekly wagon. That's how much I like this game. That's how much I like it.
Wow.
We're finally fully healthy, too. So,
Yes.
This guy's talking crazy up here now.
as he should.
I agree.
As I should.
Give me the Bolts, baby.
Yeah, I like the Chargers, man.
Clean sweep.
That's an interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Jets. In Arizona.
I'm going to take New York as well.
Clean sweep.
Were you on New York, Steph?
Yeah, I like them.
Thank you.
I like them.
Thank
This
you.
matchup.
Good. All right, Eagles, Dak's out. I don't even know who their backup is. Is it Trey Lance?
Cooper Rush.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sick of seeing him the past few years.
Me too.
I've seen him.
What a legend, though.
I don't
You got to
think
give us some credit.
He could beat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm taking Philly as well.
I'm taking them as well. I'll lead this one off. You got Lions.
Of course.
All right.
Why wouldn't you?
That could be a shootout.
Oh, I fully expect it to be. Like
9% at home.
80 to 21 game.
Is that say 9% at home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know Diggs is done for the season. Nico Collins is trying to make his way back. I don't know if they cleared him to play. I think he might be doubtful, but they just lost to the Jets.
Yeah, but
Dude, that's a crazy
Anderson's
number.
questionable. I didn't know they had Jeff Okuda.
I know that Case Keenum.
Wait a minute. Good old pick guy, right?
Yes, sir. Miami guy, Bob.
Yeah, I'm taking Detroit as well.
Okay.
I am too.
All right, let's wrap it up. Jeff?
Man. Two guys that are on the same staff. Or was it down in Washington? I think Redskins. This is a tough one for me. This is a tough one. I want to see the Dolphins come back and string some games along, but McVay makes it hard. Although I'm going to go with the underdog here. Give me the Dolphins on the West Coast. I know Dom doesn't like the big travel, but I'm going to go Dolphins here. I think they find their groove on Monday night.
Not only that, I am not impressed by any means with Miami this year, even when Tua is healthy. So I'm taking the Rams here. Again? Really?
I'm sorry, Dom.
Wow, I'm gonna have to write this down, man.
I'm sorry.
That's four, Steph. That's four.
I know. I mean, listen, but you're coming at me. But remember, it takes two to tango. So that means Joe's against you also.
You're right. That's fair. It's like I'm almost going against Joe too. So
yeah. What do we think total points is?
I got my tiebreaker at 41.
Okay, this is how
I think 50 is way high. I think that's way high.
Steph, I'm gonna go 52.
Wow. Wow.
I was thinking 48.
I'm going low.
So Joe's 41, 46.
Me and Dom kind of cancel each other out. So like 47 or 48. Flip a coin. We're flipping a coin. We didn't get to flip a coin this episode.
Yeah.
47, 48. We're flipping a coin. Heads is 48.
Yes.
Tails 47. We got heads 48.
All right.
That's number,
guys. I'll tell you what. That could be bigger than you think. Last week it came down to the tiebreaker and we hit it. So just a quick recap: we got Ravens.
Trust the coin.
Yes, we got Ravens, Giants, Bears, Bills, Vikings, Chiefs, Falcons, 49ers, Steelers, Chargers, Jets, Eagles, Lions, Dolphins. 48.
With that, undefeated, 14 for 14, and we're gonna smash the over on the dot.
Wow.
Take the regular over too. Take that 50. I like it. There's gonna be points. There's gonna be points galore in that game. Watch. Two offensive wizards.
Like it.
You got two offensive-minded wizards coaching those two teams. So
I know.
All right, guys, we're at the half-hour mark.
Know each other too well.
We're at the half-hour mark. Let's talk about like the biggest news in the NFL. Just happened yesterday. Trade deadline. Let's talk some moves. I can read off all the trades that have happened so far, and then we can pick from there what we want to do. We got Texans traded for D tackle Khalil Davis, or they traded Khalil Davis to the 49ers. You had Rams trade Tre'Davious White to the Ravens. Packers traded DN outside linebacker Preston Smith to the Lurs. You got the Jets trading wide receiver Mike Williams to the Lurs. Saints sending Marshawn Lattimore to the Commanders. Panthers send Jonathan Mingo to the Cowboys. Bears trade Khalil Herbert to the Bengals. Zadarius Smith got traded to the Lions. And then I think that's all the big ones. Yeah. Is there any pressing ones you want to talk about?
Yeah. So the one that really sticks out to me, honestly, is it shows you how desperate Dallas is with the Jonathan Mingo.
I was going to bring this one up too.
Because if I remember correctly, didn't Devontae Adams get traded for one pick later, and Mingo?
Yeah.
And Mingo was what, fourth?
Yep. Yeah. D-Hop was traded for a fifth.
D-Hop too.
Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper. No, he was like a third and a seventh.
There was an exchange of picks, I believe, with Amari, so that's a little different. But that one really sticks out to me, especially with Dak being hurt. Like, they're not, to be honest with you, I don't see Dallas even making the playoffs. So that's just a very interesting trade. If I was them, I would have kept the pick and just worried about the drafts a little bit more this upcoming year.
Yeah.
Because I think Dak's going to be, I saw he's going to be out for like almost a whole month, and they're already 3-5. So Cooper Rush isn't going to go out there and win you guys, 3 games in a month. So like, I don't know what they're seeing. I don't know what Jerry Jones' mindset is with that, but yeah, interesting.
Yeah. What about what are you guys' thoughts on the good old Lurs getting Mikey Will?
I think anything helps. It's not the guy that I would have taken given the pull players. But I think anything helps, really.
I read somewhere that the Steelers pretty much had a deal done with the Jaguars to get Kirk, and then he
Yeah.
broke his collarbone, and that like kind of ended it. I think that would have been a way better fit for our needs and everything.
Yeah.
My only thing with Mike Williams is I think he does what George Pickens does. He's like a deep threat guy where he can run other routes, but like he's a deep threat guy. And so that makes me almost think like the Steelers are going to be like, hey, Russ, like we're taking a top off teams, like just throw it up. Let your big receivers go out there and make plays.
It could mean that, but it could also mean, which I hope is that they can move Pickens around a little bit, do some other things, try some things out.
You keep saying that, but he's not that kind of receiver.
How do you know?
I don't know.
How do you know?
Stuff.
He's not.
He's a great route runner.
But he's not a route runner.
Like a possession guy, you mean? Like
he might get a couple routes, but like if you're asking him now to become your route running receiver because we have a different deep threat, it's not going to turn out good for him. Like,
I don't think he's
not going to be a guy who gets like 14 targets and like 8 catches consistently every game. That's not his play style. It's not.
I mean, it could be.
It could be that. I agree with that, Joe. I think it could be like if you actually put him in that role. He just hasn't been in that role since he's been with us. So
we've only I don't know if he's ever lined up in the slot, unless it was like a bunch formation or something.
But wouldn't you think there's a reason for that?
Maybe, but I feel like he could do more than just.
I feel like this season.
I will say one thing. I don't think he's a great route runner. I think he's gotten better from his rookie year till now. But I just think he's such a good athlete that you have to find different ways to get him open, just in open field.
I just don't see him.
He's deceivingly fast too. He's deceivingly fast.
This is what I'll say. Like, I'm happy we got Mike Williams. We needed to get somebody. Obviously, I don't care who it was at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I love Van Jefferson. I think he plays. He's a good football player. He's just not that guy that's going to go out there, get you 5, 6 catches, and just be that true number 2 receiver. So to get Mike Williams is definitely an upgrade for us. And I also feel like we were a little bit kind of with Dallas. We were desperate for somebody. Because especially with our team, we're 6-2. Like we have a legit chance that we got a solid 2 guy that we can make a run at this thing. So
that's why I think the Steelers are just planning have like 2 deep ball guys. And like, now I'm not saying like Pickens or Mike Williams. That's like every play they run straight, but like that's going to be their bread and butter is with Russ taking the top off. We're going to have other guys then doing crossing routes and everything. But I think with that, you're going to have people start playing back. Like you guys said, it's going to open up the run game. Knowledge is going to get going. They start bringing people down. Boom. You pick your poison. Which guy are you throwing to? Obviously, you want to throw it to George Pickens, but like Mike Williams is a very good jump ball receiver also. So,
yeah. I think Calvin Austin's going to have
I'm not saying this is a bad thing either by any means. Like I'm not knocking them for doing that. I think it would have been better if we got a route runner instead, but it's not a bad thing. I still think it's better than our current situation.
100%. That's how you have to look at it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Another one that me and my dad kind of got into like a little disagreement about this is the Preston Smith to the Steelers trade. What are your guys' thoughts around that?
I mean, I think that same answer as receiver. Anything helps. I think he'll add some good depth. I think he'll play some meaningful football for us too. Anything to keep 90 healthy. Now here's one thing though. I thought he was more I thought he was going to come in and play behind like Cam Hayward and Ogunjobi. I mean, because he's a big dude. I think he could.
But with Green Bay, he was an outside linebacker with Green Bay.
Yeah.
My thing with this trade is it makes me excited because it's like he's a rental. We're not going to have him next year. So that shows me that the Steelers went out and got one of maybe not a top pass rusher, but a very, very good pass rusher to come in. So if we get in a situation where it's like Highsmith and Herbig go down, we don't have Moon coming in. Granted, Moon played. I'm not bashing Moon, but Preston Smith's now coming in. Or it could even, you look at it, it's like now TJ Watt can take more plays off. Highsmith can take more plays off. Like they can take them off together, and you still are going to have very good pass rushers in there. So I think the Steelers are planning for this season only, be like, hey, if we're making a run and say Watt gets hurt, say Highsmith gets hurt, we're like, Moon's not going to like be a championship kind of guy. Like Preston Smith can come in and still like hang with us or hang
100%. I agree. It definitely helps having guys, fresh coming off the bench late in the fourth quarter, third quarter, whatever it is. But I also thought, could this mean that Herbig isn't making great progress coming back?
I wouldn't look at it like that. I think you guys, I actually think you guys, kind of said spot on, is to keep 90 off the field, even for like 2 or 3 plays, get his legs under him and, get him freshened up to come back in and make a big play, especially late in the game, and to have Preston Smith come in and, play those couple plays. That is an awesome addition. Awesome addition. And you guys both said that. Keep 90 off the field, save him from a couple injuries, don't bang his body up too much, and, bring Preston Smith in and see what he can do.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. He has 68.5 sacks in his career. And this year, I know he's not doing that good. He has 2.5 sacks, but I'm pretty sure he's just not like fitting in with the new defensive scheme there. But like this, so he has 2.5 right now. The seasons before, he had 8, 8.5, and 9. And for that to be your 3-4 edge rusher.
Yeah. I totally agree.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Did you read that article, Steph? Too, like he just wasn't fitting in that system at all, and he actually requested a trade a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, he's gonna be motivated to come in here and make some plays.
Completely agree.
Oh yeah.
Then I think maybe there's 2 I would like to talk about. We touched on Marshawn Lattimore a little during weekly pick'ems, but I would like to talk about Tre'Davious White to the Ravens. And then also Zadarius Smith to the Lions.
Yeah.
Which one do you guys want to talk about?
Let's talk about Zadarius Smith to the Lions. I think, like, I was watching, I don't even remember what show it was, but someone was saying, like, it looked like the Lions weren't necessarily missing Aiden Hutchinson. And for them to go out and get Zadarius Smith, they're like reloading basically. I mean, Smith, I think just like 2 seasons ago, the Browns had a great year. I can't remember. I don't know if anyone remembers the stats or anything. It could have been 2 or 3 years ago. I'm not sure, but
I'll be honest. I am a little shocked that they didn't try to go after Max Crosby a little harder. Just a little bit.
He wasn't on the market. He wasn't on the market.
They could still make the call. Oh, they did?
I'm pretty sure they did a week ago.
I didn't know that. I was just saying, like, at least attempt. I'm not, I wasn't saying that again, but at least make an effort.
Worth the
I didn't know.
I thought Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack were potentially on the
well, they're playing well right now, though. I don't know if the Chargers. I'm not trying to. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get off topic, but I was just.
Oh no, you're good.
I mean, I was done talking about Smith. I was just saying that, like, the Lions just really just got stronger. They weren't missing Hutchinson like as much as you would think. Like, he was having a great year, but like, I guess the guys that they have in there now are, pretty sufficient. But now they got a former top tier pass rusher in there. We'll see if they can reignite him there.
I got to look up his stats, Joe. In 2019 and 2020, he played for Green Bay, and he had 13.5 and 12 sacks. And then in 2022 with Minnesota, he had 10 sacks. All 3 of those seasons, he was Pro Bowlers. And 2020, he was second team All-Pro. In 2022, he was comeback player of the, or 9th and comeback player of the year. So he's not far removed from some elite numbers. So
yeah,
he kind of reminded me of like a Preston Smith with like the Browns. He didn't do like horrible, but he didn't do that good this year.
Double digits sacks?
No. 2023 he had 5.5, and this year he has 5 right now. So he's having a good season.
Yeah,
solid. Dan Campbell, man, he knows how to get people going.
He does. That's what I'm saying. Might be able to light a spark.
Yeah.
He cost me
Keep it
about,
up.
he cost me about 6 bets in my lifetime because of stupid 2-point conversions.
Dan Campbell.
Yeah. And
They're going for it on punt.
both. Yeah.
On fourth down.
But I love him. I think he's a great coach. But
Yeah. Everyone gets pissed about last year going forward on fourth, and it's like they're like, "Oh, you take the points or whatnot." And I'm kind of in the mindset. It's like they did what got them there. How can you bash them for that?
They should
Like,
have been in the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, but like they got there for going it on fourth, going for 2, and stuff like that. So in the biggest game, why would you change up your philosophy? So I like that they stuck to it.
It's risky. People aren't used to that.
Yeah.
So what?
All right.
See some games though.
Yeah. Tre'Davious White, thoughts?
Dude,
Whatever. That one's honestly whatever to me.
Bro, I'll be completely honest with you. I didn't even know he was there.
I didn't either.
And on top of it, he has to be. First off, didn't he tear both his ACLs in his career?
At least.
Maybe multiple times. So I
He
don't.
was good.
He was really good. He was really good for Buffalo.
He was one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was still in the league. I'm not even joking.
In 2019, he was 5th in Defensive Player of the Year. His rookie year, he was second in Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's a 3-time All-Pro. But yeah, 2022, he played 6 games with Buffalo. 2023, he played 4 games with Buffalo. And right now, he only has 4 games played with the Rams. Now he's traded, but I don't know. It kind of worries me though, because like they're not relying on him to be that lockdown corner. But if he is, that defense just gets even scarier.
So this is off topic, but what's your guys' thoughts on the whole Jason Kelce situation?
Yeah.
It just popped in my head. I'm sorry, Steph. I
do too, dude. It's just like everyone's so like they find dumb shit to be mad about. Like that kid was antagonizing him. He was like, and just because he says a word that kid said to him, like, I mean, I get it, but come on, like he shouldn't have to apologize on national television, like someone freaking died, like he killed someone's dog.
Yeah,
like, dude, I just don't like how that shit gets blown out of proportion. I mean, the dude, it was a heated moment, and he reacted like anybody would.
Well, that's what you're gonna get as a celebrity.
Yeah,
I know. I
just in their face.
Yeah,
I look at it like this. I think he handled the whole situation very wrong. I don't think he should have done that by any means. But also, I don't know why. I'm sitting here at work today, just minding my business, and I just thought of it. And I was like, if I was that kid and he did that to me, you could probably get like sue him for like property damage or whatever. And I'm sitting there, I'd be like, dude, I'll be honest. I would probably tell him, like, I'm sorry. Like, I recognize what I was doing was wrong. Like, obviously, I would hope for like an apology from you, but I wouldn't want to take it any farther. Like, I did something stupid. You retaliated with something stupid. We both owe each other apology. Kind of end it.
And another thing, like, I feel like we could all maybe agree with this, is that if that kid was like saying it to him, like calling him that, it's like whatever. You could brush that off, but he was saying it about his family, so it's like, you know, that kind of gets people fired up.
Yep.
And I mean, I understand.
Steph, going to your point though, I'll be completely honest with you. I'd probably just straight up ask him for $75,000 and I'd not say a word about this again. That's serious. I'm getting some.
Dom's the clout chaser. Wow.
No.
Goes for money, stuff like
just
that.
Give me $75,000.
Blackmail. He's a blackmailer, dude.
Yeah, you call me that. Just give me $75,000, whether it's a check or cash, and we'll never talk about this again. I won't say a single word.
If I was Jason Kelce and you said that to me, I'd be like, suck it. Like,
let's go to court then.
Let's go to court. You ain't getting $75K in court for a broken fence.
Well, you'll see.
Emotional damage.
I mean, Kelce doesn't have to work another day in his life, so like, it's not like, obviously it's a big job making a lot of money, but he'd be all right without it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Good with you guys. I think we can be wrapping this up soon.
Yep.
Another topic I just thought of real quick is for everyone that's watching, number one, subscribe. But number two, like we've recognized over the past few weeks, maybe our audio quality hasn't been the best. Video quality, we're working on it. But audio quality, we've been rough with it. So all of us went out and we all got these brand new mics. Guys, you want to show them your mic?
Sir. Yeah, let me put my lights. I'm not lights. I mean, mine might be broken. My light's not on, not working.
Wait,
So
Joe, it's it's above that. Yeah, you click that. Oh,
So Joe is going to be returning his mic. He's getting a new one.
give me 1 second.
But yeah, so slowly we want to keep making this podcast better, higher quality.
It's one step in the progress. Okay.
Yes.
You know, as episodes go by, you know, maybe we'll start doing in person, or we'll get better, you know, video footage, whatever. But you know, it's a learning curve.
Yeah, so just kind of like bear with us for right now. We want to get better each and every day for you guys to eventually be like a full blown like, wow, like this is a professional podcast. But we're taking it a step at a time.
Yeah,
and Mike's was the first step.
I love this mic, to be honest with you. I feel like a whole new man with this mic. You guys probably think the same thing.
Dude, you sound like a whole new man. You sound it. Like you sound crisp.
Now I'm ready to go.
But you know what? Weekly question. What are you guys thinking? Oh, you know what? Real quick, before we do a weekly question, I just want us to clap it up for ourselves. We deserve it. Go ahead, clap it up. Clap it
For
up.
what?
I'll tell you. Just clap.
I don't know if we deserve it yet.
You gotta clap first.
You deserve it, Joe. You deserve it.
You deserve it, Joe.
Clap it up. There we go.
Let's go, boy. Let's go, boys.
There we go.
Sir.
For everyone who, if you just watch just our long form videos, thank you. But just know we also have shorts, and we just had our very first video, which was a short, hit the 1,000 view mark.
Yes, sir.
Big. I know some places that's nothing, but for us, that's a big accomplishment.
Slowly make our way up.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Give us ideas. Give us ideas to, you know, questions. I don't care what it is. Help this podcast grow in any way you can.
Yeah. Maybe to round it out for the weekly question, it's just comment who you guys think was the most impactful trade. Like, it doesn't have to be just trade deadline moves. You can go back to the Amari Cooper, D-Hop, Devontae Adams, like whichever one you think the team's going to benefit from most, let us know.
Love it. I got the question for next week.
Hold on to that.
I was going to say I'll save it, obviously.
Yeah. Hold on to that. Yeah. Write that down, and I'm calling you out next week. You better say something.
I hope I remember it.
With that, everybody, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that you do for all these big YouTubers so we can get there one day. With that, everyone, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.